Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. And my name is RNJesus, and we'll be doing some more Dominaria United Draft. So let's start with our pack 1, pick 1. Our rare is Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief. It's basically just a 2-1 flyer that can copy, like, maybe a pump spell. Not really that good. There's a Djinn of the Fountain, 4/4 flyer. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, you can choose one. It gets +1/+1 until end turn. Flicker the Djinn and return to the battlefield next end step, or scry one. All are pretty minimal effects. Monstrous Warleech is okay, but I'm not a big fan of it. Walking Bulwark for the Defender deck. But I kind of like just taking the Tolarian Geyser. Just such a good card. It's 3 mana, bounce a creature to draw a card, so it replaces itself. It tempos your opponent to death, and you can also kick it to gain 3 life when you need to, or if you can. So I just like taking the Tolarian Geyser here. And we get past Micromancer's pretty bad, Echomantic Lore Master's pretty bad, Vine Shaper Prodigy's pretty good, but we also see another Tolarian Geyser. And I mean, come on, Tolarian Geyser. There's also Spawn of Turg. And there's the person next to us took the uncommon. We took the common, so everything in that pack was pretty medium. It's taking the Tolarian Geyser, the Vine Shaper Prodigy probably here. And I think the Geyser's just better. So we'll just take that. So yeah, pack 1 didn't really deliver very much, and pack 2 is fine, but not amazing. So here, we see Zar Ojanen, Scion of Efrava. 4/4 domain, becomes tap, put a +1/+1 encounter on each creature you control with toughness less than the number of basic land types. Okay, so it's like a go wide strategy that's also domain strategy. Kinda cool. There's Argivan Cavalier. There's Impulse to dig deep. There's Idyllic Beachfront to go well with our geysers. I kind of like taking the Beachfront just because we don't necessarily have to be blue-white, but it adds to our domain if we do have something that cares about domain, and also just is a free kicker. So yeah, I'll take the Idyllic Beachfront. And now, what do we see? Spawn of Turg. Elfhame Worm, Colossal Growth, Tangled Islet. Let's take the Tangled Islet. I'm not really a big fan of anything in this pack. This is just a cancel with maybe a bit of upside. We'll just take the Islet. And now, Joda's Codex, and maybe go into a domain style deck. I don't hate it, but we also could just take another Geyser. If we take these guys, we have to have like some sort of tempo to go with it. Joda's Codex or Geyser? Codex or Geyser? Let's have some fun. Let's do some domain stuff. Take the Codex. Wow, that is a lot of Idyllic Beachfronts we've seen. Aggressive Sabotage, Colossal Growth, Shadow Prophecy, Cavalier, Espionage. We'll just take the Beachfront. Blue-white fixing. Helps with domain. And here, just take a Molten Tributary or a Haunted Mire. Haunted Mire adds the most land types. Even though Molten Tributary does add blue, we already have enough blue land, so I think we'd rather take the Mire instead. And plus, if we want to do domain, green's probably going to be our second color. Because green just has the search library for basic land card stuff, or just any good fixing in general. Here, if you want to really delve into it, we could take Yavimaya Sojourner. Like a 3 mana 4/6 is pretty good. And what else we gotta take? A negate? We'd rather have Essence Scatter. So yeah, let's take Yavimaya Sojourner. Just get a big beefy creature, and at worst, this is probably gonna be 6 mana for a 4/6, which is pretty bad, but yeah, it's fine. Here we wheel Gaia's Might, Pixie Illusionist. I'm a big fan of Pixie Illusionist. It fixes your mana. It can be pretty decent size flyer later. And until then, it can just help fix your mana, get Domain online, all that fun stuff. Hexbane Tortoise with Enlist is fine. Yeah, let's just take the Tortoise over really anything here. Impede Momentum is kind of cool, but also not that great. We're not going to play anything else here, so just might as well take the Impede Momentum. We're not going to take Colossal Growth, are we? 2 mana, it's just a giant, or not giant growth. It's an expensive giant growth with some added kicker, so I guess it's maybe playable. We don't want to play Vodalian Hexcatcher. We'd rather play Negate. Yeah, so pack 1, pick 1 isn't delivering that well, and pack 2 has a Shivan Reef as its rare, so it's not that great. But Boarturk, Bone Rattle, that is a good card to see. If you're not familiar with it, it is a 4 green and a black. For a 4/4 with Domain, when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, choose target creature card in your graveyard. Return that card to the battlefield if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Otherwise, put it into your hand. So most of the time, it's like reanimate a small creature or bring back to your hand a big creature. So we'd be taking that easily over like an Elfhame Worm, a Bog Badger, or a Wooded Ridgeline, or Molten Tributary. And Defiler of Instinct. It's kind of not that great on the splash, but it's still a 4/4 first strike for 4. And whenever you cast a red permanent spell, you may pay 2 life. Those spell cost red less caster. So basically add a Phyrexian mana to all red spells. And this effect reduces, and whenever you cast a red permanent spell, Defiler deals 1 damage to any target. So that's pretty good. But I think we'd rather just take the Sacred Peaks to get our red fixing. Like, Defiler is cool and all, but we're not red. I wish we were a red aggro deck, but we're not. Like, I kind of wanted to do a red-blue tempo deck when we took up the Tolarian Geysers, but red just never saw any cards. So I guess on this side, there's a bunch of red players. And this side, not so much. And here, Rulik Mons, Warren Chief. 3/3 Menace. Attacks with the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. If you didn't put a card onto the battlefield, create a 1/1 red goblin. So that's kind of cool. Actually is a pretty good payoff with our Tolarian Geysers. Keep tempoing them and keep creating 1/1s or ramping. Over a Contaminated Aquifer or Sunlit Marsh. I think I like Rulik Mons. And now we take a Vine Shaper Prodigy over Timely Interference. Timely Interference is pretty good. But is it better than the Vine Shaper here? I think we need the 2-drop, so Vine Shaper I get in here. Yeah, Vine Shaper, I feel like it's a little comparable to the 3/2 from Innistrad Midnight Hunt that look top 3 cards of the library, put one of them to your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. Except this is much worse for the fact that you have to kick it to get the ability, and you don't get to put cards into the graveyard, so you can't like possibly draw 2 cards, or sort of draw 2 cards anyway. Here, just take a Sacred Peaks, wheel Pixie Illusionist or Elfhame Worm. Yeah, just take another Sacred Peaks. So we definitely just need some black lands as we get a Sunlit Marsh. There's also a Deathbloom Gardener. Barkweave Crusher's fine. Baird, Argivian Recruiter. End step, if you control creatures with power greater than its base power, create a 1/1 soldier creature token. That's kind of cool. So if you like give something a +1/+1 counter, or increase its power in any way with like enlist, and it survives, you get a 1/1. Pretty cool. Just take the Sunlit Marsh here though. So you've got a whole lot of white fixing. We'll definitely take the Sunbathing Root Wallow. This is a 2/2 that becomes a threat later, like a really big threat. But yeah, we have a lot of white fixing, so if we get any white cards, we are more than happy to play it. Like just some white bomb cards. And wow, that is a late Niall. Avisoa Aeronaut. Aviso Aeronaut, that's hard to say. Anyway, Niall, get in here. You are perfect for what we're doing, especially with Flaring Geyser Tempo. Niall, if you're not familiar, it's a 2/4 flying and domain. Deals common damage to a player. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of basic lands among lands you control. Put one of them in the top of your library and the rest on the bottom in a random order. Then if you have 5 or more basic land types, you draw a card. So you get to like stack the top 4 cards most of the time. And if you have 5, you get to draw a card. Here we'll take the Wooded Ridgeline over the Elfheim Worm. Like, the Worm would be great, but I think taking the land for Rulik Mons and for just domain in general is better. And here, add only cast instant sorceries. Battle Wing Mystic is good for your last card, as you can kick it to discard your hand and draw 2 cards. Keldon Strike Team, more aggressive card. We'll rather take the evasive creature. Monstrous Warleech. Nothing really here. I guess Monstrous Warleech could be playable. Maria's Outrider. I mean, I guess that cares about domain. We'll take it. We already have Enthrall to the Pit. And Academy Wall, not what we're looking for. So, Pack 2 delivered some good stuff, but we're looking for some bit more. As we go into Pack 3, we get Artillery Blast, pretty good card in white for us. A Territorial Marrow, pretty big creature most of the time, but it's also going to get chump blocked a lot since it doesn't have any evasion or trample. Our rare, by the way, is Rivaz of the Claw, which cares about dragons. 3/3 menace. Tap, add 2 mana of any 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only cast dragon spells. And once during each of your turns, you may cast a dragon creature spell from your graveyard. Whenever you cast a dragon spell from your graveyard, it gains, when it dies, exile instead. I think I like just taking Artillery Blast as a really good removal spell, even though Bite Down's in the pack. Just because we have so much white fixing. And now we get a Territorial Marrow. Or a Tangled Islet. Like, green-blue is our base, so I think I like taking the Islet. And Yavimaya, the problem with these lands is that they don't tap to they don't have basic land types, so they are actually worse than the tap lands. So it's an interesting reason why they reprinted those in this set. Territorial Marrow, again, would be fine, but it doesn't have the evasion that we're looking for. We'll just take the Islet. This is the reason why I want to do instant and sorcery stuff. Balmor, Battle Mage Captain. Really good with, like, Flaring Geyser stuff. Pump your board, give it all trample, and bounce a creature. But here, just take either a Jaya's Firenado or a Flaring Geyser. I prefer the Geyser because it draws a card, even though Jaya's Firenado permanently removes a creature. And here, Sten, Paranoid Partisan. Choose something other than creature or land. It costs 1 less. And you can flicker it. So you can make instant sorceries less, stuff like that, but I don't feel like that's very good. Just take Djinn of the Fountain as a win condition. Or an Elfheim Worm. Essence Scatter's fine. Let's take an Djinn of the Fountain as a win condition. And now we get Sala's Acolyte. 3/4 flyer and can be kicked for become a 5/6. I like that card a lot. Nothing really else in the pack. So we'll just take the Acolyte. And here, still no lands is a bit annoying, but we'll just take the Essence Scatter. Pretty good over the Vine Shaper Prodigy number 2. Molten Tributary, just what we were looking for. A blue-red land, Tala's, Lookout, Territorial Morrow, all would be fine, but we'll just take the land. And a Pixie Illusionist, pretty good, over a Shadow Prophecy, because we only have like 2 black fixers at the moment. 3 if you include the Pixie Illusionists. So Marius Outrider looks pretty good on the wheel. No Territorial Morrow, though, of note. But who knows? Maybe we'll get one here. Because there were 2 in a row. Sure, one of them probably wheels. Marius Outrider, I feel like, is pretty good. It's going to be pretty good in this deck. It's most of the time going to be a 4/4 reach that deals 4 damage to our opponent. Here, okay, no Territorial Morrow. We do get a Soaring Drake, and actually I kind of like that. As a 2/3 flyer. Use like Flaring Geyser, keep bouncing stuff, smacking them for 2. Keep drawing guards. Balmore, Battle Mage Captain. How many sorceries do we have? 3 incense, 4 sorceries. Yeah, I'd just rather take the the Tide Pool Turtle. And Elfhame Worm looks like a good win condition over a Voda Sea Scavenger. Because this effect is just a Niall effect, except you don't get the possibility to draw a card, and it's only on ETB. So it's much more limited. Battle Rage, I guess. So yeah, the deck turned out looking pretty interesting. Not sure how it's going to work out, but could be fun. Broken Wings last pick. So yeah, we've got some good threats, some good tempo, and a lot of lands. Oh, we actually have to make cuts? I didn't think that was going to happen. We don't have ways to search basic lands, right? Yeah, so having basic lands doesn't matter. Let's see what our deck looks like. I think we cut the Hexbane Tortoise. Just a 2/3 with Enlist and Ward 2. And then the Colossal Growth is a bad combat trick. Yeah, I like it like this. And then, let's see, if we add back our lands, what's our ratios for our lands? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources for 2 cards. Black has 1, 2 black sources. Green has 1, 2, 3, 4 green sources, and red has 1, 2, 3, 4 red sources. Okay, so red we probably don't have to add anything, especially because Pixie Illusionists. Same with white. Black has 2 for 1 card, and then Pixie Illusionist, so I think black is good as is. Green and blue. Green definitely needs a bit of help since we have a double green card and Rulik Mons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And blue also definitely needs a lot of help since it's our main color. So I think what we should do is add blue, blue, blue. So add 3 islands. Add 1 forest. And add another island or another no, add another forest. No, get back your idyllic beachfront. Do we want to play another swamp? No, we'd rather play like another red source since we have 3 red cards. And then 1 more land slot. Let's go with another island. Get here, idyllic beachfront, and yeah. So that is the deck. If you would have made any different changes to the deck or any different choice in drafting, let me know down in the comments. But without further ado, let's jump into some games and see how the deck does. On the draw, this hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. We're missing red, but that's fine. We've got black, white, and now a bit more white. We'll lead off with a Sunlit Marsh since we have the untapped blue source in hand whenever we need it. They play a Phyrexian Vivisector. We'll play a Tangled Isle and pass a turn. We already have 4 lands to domain. They cast, a Knight of Dawn's Light. That's a good thing to Artillery Blast. Play Idyllic Beachfront, pass the turn. Tidepool Turtle would also be good play, as it's just a beefy creature that they can't really attack through very easily. They play a Gibbering Barricade. And we'll Artillery Blast the Knight. They do Scry 1 though. Vivisector I think is pretty good as a common. Here, just play a Soaring Drake, play tap land. Or Tolarian Geyser. I think bouncing a 2-drop isn't really worth the time. So let's Soaring Drake, play tap land, pass. Ah, interesting. Walking Bulwark, so I guess they're like a defender deck? I guess Tidepool Turtle's better. Oh, never mind, they just sacrificed it. Cool. So glad we didn't run out the turtle. Sunbathing Root Wall is pretty good. We'll just lead out the turtle. Pass the turn. It's a 2/5, holds the board really well. And we can just play Sunbathing Root Wall and activate it next turn if they don't play anything too scary. Banalish Sleeper is one of them. Interestingly, they're not sacrificing the Barricade. Like, we're not in an aggressive deck. So I guess they want the sacrifice gain a life, draw card effect. Say hello to my Djinn of the Fountain. Do you have another Sleeper Agent? Okay, a Shield Wall Sentinel. I guess they might have the wall that creates 1/1 birds. That could be scary. You've already seen 3 walls from them. So I guess they're like black-white with a mini wall theme. Ooh, Wingmantle Agent. Or Chaplain. That's a pretty good one for them. Dang, 1 green source is hurting a lot right now. Well, let's cast a Kicked Pixie Illusionist. And swing it for 4. Pass the turn. They can play the Chaplain and create a whole bunch of flyers. Which definitely will be annoying, but Djinn can still swing past them. But they can use them for the Barricade, so I see what they want them for. Ooh, Splatter Goblin instead. That's worrisome. Well, now we can hold up Essence Scatter. Move combat, swing with everything. We got on to 9. Play a Root Walla. Pass the turn, hold up Essence Scatter for their Chaplain. I'm confused why they played the Splatter Goblin, not the Chaplain. We'll scry 1. Bottom a land. So now we just start smacking them in the air. They swing for 2, we take it. Move to combat, swing. We can't kill them just yet. Wait, could have we? Activate Pixie Illusionist. Ah, dang, we missed lethal. Ah, my bad. We could have just activated the Pixie Illusionist, turn this into a red source, cast the Outrider, and then we would have enough domain to kill them. But we're probably not going to be punished. Probably. Like, what do you got? A flyer that also kills the Illusionist. Just a vampire. You're just dead on board now. GG's. Play the fun card. The Geyser. Gain 3 life. Draw a card. Swing in. And good games. On to the next one. On the draw here, this hand's fine. No black mana, but we'll find it eventually. Like we found the red mana eventually from last game. We didn't. Do we want to lead off with Sacred Peaks? Or what? We'll lead off with the Sacred Peaks, because that means that we can Artillery Blast next turn. Semi-Herbalist. Lands, say go. Hold up Artillery Blast. Artillery Blast. They do get to gain a life and scry one, which is annoying, but we can live. Ooh. Green, I guess green-white maybe splashing red, or just full-on Naya. We'll see. If they play a scary card, we'll just bounce it with Geyser. They play... Oh, that is some scary rares. Quarian Beast Caller. Yeah, scary. Haunted Mire. Just what we were looking for. Black mana. But we also want to hold up mana to activate the Root Walla. But then we're also... What we want to do is cast Flaring Geyser and Essence Scatter, because this thing's just going to be a problem. So just play the Haunted Mire. Pass the turn, hold up Scatter. In case they play something really scary. Like a kicked Kelton Strike team. That is scary. We will scatter that. They swing in for 3. They pass. And kick Flaring Geyser never hurt no one. Pixie Illusionist, cool. We'll run that out. Although we do already have Domain in all 5 colors. Maybe we should have held it as a kicker card. Maybe. They swing for 3, no blocks. Djinn of the Fountain, pretty good. Move to combat. Swing with the Root Walla and the Illusionist. And pump the Root Walla. Play Ridgeline or Beachfront? Let's go with the Beachfront. Next turn we cast Djinn of the Fountain. Oh no. I was not expecting another strike team. That's scary. Well, move to combat, swing with the Root Walla. They chump block. Makes sense. And we'll cast a Djinn of the Fountain. Play tap land, pass the turn. And we can chump block the Beast Caller, eat the strike team. Or however they do stuff. Citizen's Arrest. Sure thing. Baird. Argivian Recruiter, sure. Block here. Take 1. End of turn, they create a 1/1 because of Baird. Well. No attack, second main phase. Cast Boar Turk Bone Rattle. Reanimate the Pixie Illusionist. Play tap land, pass the turn. Things are looking a little scary out there. Hopefully we can live through this turn, and then Vineshaper Prodigy can dig us out of this mess. I just hope that they don't have anything. If they just animate a land and swing, we block Kelton Strike Team. Trade with the Beast Caller. Or just eat the land, chump block. Let's see. Trade. Eat a land. Oh no, they can just keep reanimating that land. Block Baird. We take a lot. I'm not a big fan of this. What if we block there, jump block, and... Aren't they just dead on the crackback now? We take 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's dead. That means death. Yeah, looks like we have to block with Sunbathing Root Walla or Boneward Turk. So this can become a 7/7, not really worth it. We have to invest so much mana into it. Guess we go down to 1. Yeah, we had 1 more life, we could kill them on the crackback. Oh, do they have a pump spell? Ooh, oh, we were not living through that. Strength of the Coalition. Yeah, GG's. We were just not living through that. On to the next game. On the draw here, this hand looks fine. We'll keep. Probably not going to kick the Battle Wing Mystic anytime soon, so it's just a 2/1 flyer, which is alright. We could choose to hold up Essence Scatter. Ooh, Sacred Peaks. We'll cast a Battle Wing Mystic. We'll probably want to, like, Essence Scatter something bigger. More worth the 3 mana. We'll trade off with the Vivisector. And this thing just represents so much scry. And damage if we don't kill it now. Threats undetected. So get your 3rd and 4th best creatures. Possibly 4th and 5th if you already have one of them in your hand. Kind of interested. I mean, it draws 2 creatures, so it can't be that bad. Just really depends on how powerful the rest of your deck is. Yeah, those are pretty powerful. We can't give them either of the Defilers, so I guess they get Vohar and Monstrous Leech. Yeah. Pretty good for them. We'll just play a Sacred Peaks, pass the turn, hold up Scatter. They play a land. Magnaroth Sentry. Oh, we're definitely Essence Scattering that. Yeah, their deck looks really powerful. We've only seen so few of it, and yet the Threats Undetected has already shown me 4 scary cards. 2 of them they got in hand. They extinguished the light on my Aeronaut. So rude. Fine, we'll just play a Shalai's Acolyte. Please don't kill it, it's just a 3/4. Don't worry about it. Crystal Grotto. Scry to the bottom, and Yavimaya Sojourner. Pretty expensive Sojourner. Well, we'll just bounce it back to hand. Ooh, Black Source, perfect. Swing for 3, pass the turn, but, I mean, we are flooding out a bit. Yeah. You gonna play the Sojourner again? Or maybe the Monstrous War Leech? Vohar. Into Splatter Goblin. Okay, that's fair. We draw a Soaring Drake, which can block everything they have, so... pretty good. And we'll play Sacred Peaks for the double red. And we even hold up Artillery Blast. Although I doubt we'll use it. Are they going to kick the War Leech here, or just cast the Sojourner? They loot with Volhar, and they might just sacrifice Volhar to get back threats undetected, which would be kind of cool. Or extinguish the light. Would be cool. Yeah, but their deck looks like so high big creatures count. And that is a really big War Leech, to the point where we can't kill it with just a single blast. So we're going to have to trade our Soaring Drake and the Blast for the War Leech. We'll cast an Elfhame Worm. Play a Beachfront. Swing. This gets +2, yeah. Just swing with the Shalai's Acolyte. We can't even swing because of the Snare Spinner, so not swinging makes it look less suspicious. And I would love to kill Volhar, but I think it's more important to kill the War Leech and trade off with the Drake. Like, them looting and getting back Extinguish the Light is definitely scary, but what can you do? They didn't even loot. Disgusting. And they extinguish the light, the Acolyte. Interesting. Interesting. So just block with Soaring Drake and Artillery Blast it. Blast. Because it's at X+1, so we're able to, with all 5, we get 6 damage. Blast. Please don't tell me you have the domain +1/+1 trick. Just let me blast you. Cool. And we trade off. Sadly, we do have to 2-for-1 ourselves, but Monstrous Leash is just that scary. And they still have 2 of the, what is it called? Oh, Tail Swipe. How fun. I mean, on the plus side, our Drake lived. No attacks, pass the turn. But they still have some 2 scary draws in their deck. The 2 Defilers that they have. No blocks. No Defiler, please. Or Borg's Repossession. Yeah, that's a big Monstrous War Leech. Again. Okay, that's nice. A 4/4 that can burn them for 4, or for 5. Pass the turn. They have to be wary about this now, since they're at 8. Volhar, Vodalian, Desecrator. Another Marius Outrider would be a good draw. Boar Turk would be amazing, because it would reanimate Niall. Actually, it wouldn't reanimate Niall. Oh, they tribute. That sucks. I guess we take it. Come on, draw something good. Tellurian Geyser. Pixie Illusionist, okay. Create a 3/3. Pass the turn. They loot. Yeah, Volhar is pretty powerful. They swing in with the War Leech. We'll chump block the War Leech. Go to 9. And a Yavimaya Sojourner. Okay, come on, Tellurian Geyser. That's Not very good for us. Yeah, I don't see a way of us getting out of this, so I'll just concede. GG's, yeah. Their threats undetected was actually super good. I did not expect that card to be very powerful, but with double Defiler, we just couldn't let them have either of those, so yeah, good games. On to the next one. On the draw here, hand looks fine, we'll keep. Missing red and black, but we've got our main colors, so we should be fine for now. Vinesheeper Prodigy can help us dig deeper later. Just don't play a creature here, please. Cool. Not a creature. That means we can run out this illusionist that we just drew. And play the beachfront. Next turn we can play Sunbathing Rootwalla, play tap land, followed by a Vinesheeper Prodigy kicked. Phyrexian Espionage, no kicker. Rootwalla. We have a really nice looking curve. Tap land, turn 2 1-drop, turn 3 2-drop, turn 4 4-drop, turn 5 5-drop. Possibly turn 6 Borturk. Well, land, move to combat, smack for 2. Would you like to block with your Apparition? We can just pump to give +3/+3. You do not. Cool. And kicked Prodigy. Take an Outrider. I like that. Plus, good thing to reanimate with Borturk. They can just suit this thing up with Hero's Heirloom. Instead, they cast Micromancer. This might be fetching the bounce spell, Rona's Vortex, or the Timely Interference, or even Shore Up. Yeah, that's also fair. Well, move to combat and swing with the Rootwalla and the Illusionist, because we'd rather just cast Worm here. They take it. Play Blue Source. Don't think it really matters too much. Cast the Worm. Pass the turn. So we're still missing black and red, but if we do draw a red source, then, or black source for that matter, we can use Pixie Illusionist to turn the next land into the final color, and then get domain full. Froststrider. Frostfist Strider tapping down the worm. Yep. This can get +3/+3 at the moment. No blocks. Sacred Peak, perfect. Move to combat, swing with the Rootwalla. They take it. And then we activate the Pixie Illusionist. Make this a mountain. Cast a Marius Outrider. Deal 4 damage to them. And play Sacred Peaks. Pass the turn. And then next turn we can just trade off this Marius Outrider. And then reanimate with Borturk. I am all for that. Play a land. No double black yet. Are they just like mono blue? That'd be kind of cool. Like, I honestly love this set because of how many different ways you can take it. The phasing of Zalfir. Do you just want to wipe the board? They read ahead to phase what out? I'm not really sure how I feel about phasing Zalfir here. Like, all my creatures are going to die, but one creature is going to survive. Or they're all going to be 2/2s is what I mean, so. I mean, swing with everything? Let's see, what happens? We swing with Sunbathing Rootwalla, Vineshearer Prodigy, Elfhame, and Outrider. They block. We activate. They take 7, 8. Yeah, I think they're just dead. Oh wait, no, they have Shore Up to give the extra final pump to live. But if we just force them to use that, I am all for that. This can get +4/+4 at the moment. Next turn, all the creatures are going to be replaced by Phyrexians, so don't really want to worry about that too much. Oh, they even trade with the Outrider. They're just dead right now. Yeah, I was about to say, you blocked wrong there. And also, if they block the Outrider, then we can just reanimate it to kill them. If we had black, which we don't, so never mind. On to the next game. On the play, this hand's missing a few lands. I'm not sure if it's worth keeping. It has some good colors, but we're missing blue for Pixie Illusionist to fix. Yeah, let's mulligan. This is better. We'll keep and bottom the blast. Yeah, let's bottom the blast. It's decent removal. But without white, it's not as good. We'll just play Tributary past turn. Snare Spinner, we are all fine with that. Pass the turn, and hold up Scatter. Yotai declares war. Create an Ornithopter. That's cute. Cast a Tidepool Turtle or a Rootwalla. Rootwalla has the advantage of holding up Scatter, but I think we'd rather cast Turtle. They can deal 1 damage to my turtle. Rude. So, what you got, OP? Rulik Mons. Yeah, you're gonna be tapped for a while. Lo siento. Kinda sad we didn't hold it as Essence Scatter, but now we can Tolarian Geyser Essence Scatter. So, I feel like we just would rather Rootwalla. Pass the turn. They turn this into a 4/4 Ornithopter. I love how Ornithopter got a token even though it wasn't like an actual card. But it's cool. They tail swipe. I mean, that's kind of cool. This Ornithopter doing work. Yep. Another tail swipe? Yeah, pretty good removal. Let's just Tolarian Geyser now. Like, keeping it locked down would be nice, but I think we'd rather just do that. Pass a turn. Battle Wing Mist can discard our Acolyte. No. No. No, Rulik Mons for you. Ooh. Say hello to Niall. With only 3 domain. We do have 1 land that actually gives us 5 domains, so could be good. They find a Crystal Grotto with the Floriferous Vine Wall. And they just pass. I'll play a land and cast a Kicked Battlewing Mystic, discarding the Acolyte. All for that. Well, there's our domain. Pass the turn. Maria's Outrider. Deal 2 damage to me. Yikes. And that's a big creature. We'll say hello to our big creature, Pixie Illusionist. And play the Haunted Mire. Pass the turn. We haven't shuffled yet, so Artillery Blast is still on the bottom. Yeah. Getting the black mana for like Boar Turk seems better. So we can reanimate our Tidepool Turtle. Start scrying. If we do draw Boar Turk, that is. They play an Elfhame Worm. Yeah, that's not a good draw for us. Sacred Peak. Pass the turn. They swing with the Worm. We can block with Illusionist and Niall. They can trade with the Niall, but I'm kind of happy with that, considering that we can't swing with Niall anyway. Yeah, that's not good. Mossbeard, Ancient. 7/7 Trample, gain 5 life. Yeah, flooding out, not very good for us. We'll concede. GG's. Just Flood. The Snare Spinner made it so we couldn't attack and look at the top cards. GG's. On to the next game. So I just realized that was our last win, so that was kind of a sad run, but had some fun with it. I did not expect us to go down so fast. So yeah, the deck could have definitely been better, but just some unlucky times. But we were also playing a lot of filler cards, like Soaring Drake and Impede Momentum. But yeah, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means so much to me. And I will see you all next time. Have a great day.